Hi, I'm Lai. Welcome to Discount Dive, the show. I don't have an opening line. I know this bit has been beaten into the ground, but they really sold us corpses. They really sold us the 4 desiccated corpses of 4 beloved characters whose on-screen deaths were very traumatizing for several generations of children, myself included, and we bought them. Although, you know, we are on Discount Dive, so clearly we didn't buy them much. I got this pair for like $27, I think, and apparently even that price was still too high for most people because they ended up in Ross eventually for like 12 bucks or something crazy. These two I think I got for 30-ish. There were like Target deals going on. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they'll end up in Ross too. I've seen them shelf warming, but I got a little impatient. That's on me. If I were you, I'd hold out a month or two more and you'll see them in Ross. But here they are now. All 4 of the Autobot shuttle crew displayed in the glorious moments of their death. Let's talk left to right. Skip the dang shuttle out of the frame to get some better lighting in here. Oh my goodness, you'd think with how long I've been doing this, I'd get a better setup. Both Ironhide and Ratchet are the SS86 vignette mold, which means that I am not fond of them. I think they look okay in robot mode. Let's be nice, they look good. I just found it very underwhelming when I had my original copy of 86 Ironhide, and that transformation is some garbage. I cannot stand it. It really is just that one step. Hold on, let's go do that one step. These two panels never seem to want to come together, and that's been the case on every copy of the mold I've had. But if you can squeeze them in enough, you have to full force, gotta put your entire skeleton into it, and it's a solid enough connection. But then going back the other way, why would they design it like this? There is no give, there is no grip, there is no little slit that you can hold on to leverage it out. And on the regular release, it's clear plastic. So automatically, I do like this one more, simply because it's not clear plastic. He does get the yellow stripe, which some people complained the other one was missing. I do think it's odd that the back windows look like this. It does not look good, it does not look premium, it looks pretty terrible in fact. Some good chest detailing damage, although I'm pretty sure Ironhide got shot in the face, so I don't know how accurate this is necessarily. And it's not just the gloves. I can hear you typing, it's the gloves, take off the gloves. I can get one side, but the other side feels like it's gonna snap. There we go. Okay. Jesus. I don't know. Every time I transform this thing, I like it less. I just feel like it is overly complicated. It's super panel heavy. I think the legs are pretty clever for the most part, although it does seem like these pegs are being put under some amount of stress. That's an ugly color for that plastic to be. I don't know. It just never feels good to transform. Plus, you end up with a back windshield on his feet. So presumably over time, these are going to scratch up the paint. I don't know why they can't get the vignette mold right. We had a pretty much perfect Cybertronian version with Siege, and then Earthrise pretty much sucked. And then 86, which is supposed to be the definitive versions of these characters, does not feel definitive. I do think it's better than Earthrise, but I also think Earthrise will have more longevity, as in less copies of it will break from that frustrating transformation. My copy of this is also a bit of a QC dud. Face paint's looking a little rough, but more importantly, basically no tension in the shoulder pegs. The pins, rather. Shut up. I'm not a fan of this figure. I was trying to be more positive going into this. It's just handling it makes me dislike it. So yeah, not a great start, but it gets a little better. I don't think Earthrise Prowl is terrible. I think he has a fantastic look of death in his eyes. He truly looks like somebody who does not want to die. It's the first time I've ever felt bad for Prowl. Very solid gradient on the killing blow, and then you get a little bit of chipping in the headlights too. Yeah, Ironhide gets some guns. You don't care. It doesn't matter. Prowl gets his gun, but, you know, you don't really arm these ones up that much, seeing as they are corpses. I'm curious how well this plastic's gonna hold up over time, because I gotta sneeze again. Oh my goodness. You know, some copies of the Earthrise Datsuns, they just shatter because this is all clear plastic. It's almost like they should stop using clear plastic. I beat that drum till the drum explodes. Got pretty floopy knees, but he'll stand up if you leave him. Okay, well, maybe not. I feel the same way about the Datsun mold that I do about the Earthrise Seeker mold. It's a decent figure, but it does not really feel up to par with modern standards. So hopefully when we do get an 86 Prowl, 86 Blue Streak, all that eventually, it is a fresh mold, because this one's feeling a little aged, and not like a fine wine. I mean like a gallon of milk past its expiration. A little bit chunky and a disconcerting shade of white. This is actually a very pleasing shade of white, very crispy. I guess I showed Ironhide's head without really showing the dead expression on it. Ironhide's expression is okay, just kind of a... They have really captured something with Prowl's sad eyes. I really like this face. Definitely my favorite face of the 4 of them, even if the edges are not quite painted all the way. I see you there. Is it lazy to not transform him? Maybe, but I don't care. Moving on to what is easily the best figure in the bunch, but he has the absolute worst head. He's hitting you with the rock eyebrow right now. What is this? Like, he does look sufficiently pained, but something about the uneven eyes is just off. Love the very gnarly chest damage here. And because this is where his damage is, Braun is actually the only one who has a normal looking alt mode instead of a damaged one. So I guess if you're a customizer and you wanted to pop this off with a pin pusher, put the regular 86 Braun on, that could be a thing you could do, I guess. Oddly enough, this is cast plastic, whereas on the regular Braun release, it's a painted yellow. So I don't know why they didn't just make it a regular cast plastic on the regular Braun release, but I digress. Drop your weapon, soldier. You're a dead man. A little bit of a backpack, but the transformation's fun and it's a solid figure overall. The only thing worse about him than the others is the lack of wrist swivels, but I do think Braun is probably the most fun of any of them. Good for flipping back and forth, but why would you get the dead one? The alive one's been shelf warming for like over a year and a half now. Pretty sure I've seen it on discount many a time. And unlike the rest of the figures in the set, the alive one never had the issue of clear plastic ruining it. So if you're getting this Braun, you really do just want his desiccated corpse, you freak. Brings us finally to Ratchet. Poor Dr. Ratchet. He's a lot more solid than Ironhide, so I didn't get dealt as bad a QC hand. Although if we're talking about QC in hands, there's a weird paint imperfection on his thumb, but it's very small, and it only bothers me because I have psychological issues. I'm not going to transform him because I already transformed Ironhide and I don't want to go through the process again. It's really just not fun. But seeing as this has good QC and no clear plastic, this is the first version of this mold that I've ever even come close to enjoying. It's super irritating seeing how close it was to being good. I don't know. It really does not work for me. I feel like this was supposed to be a discount dive talking about all the corpses or whatever, and it's kind of just turned into me torching the Vanette mold. Vanessa?
Gregory.
So are they worth it? That's the question in Discount Dive, right? It's been a minute since I filmed one of these. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. If you want a zombie display, then I guess this is about as good as it gets. Could throw in Sleep Mode Optimus while you're at it. I'm genuinely just curious what possessed them to do this. Who in the marketing team said, hey, you know what the fans would love? The desiccated corpses of 4 characters who died in 1986. Like, Sleep Mode Optimus, I can kind of understand, because his death was an iconic moment in cinema, life-changing for a lot of children. It's maybe the first time you've ever had to deal with the idea of death. And it's Optimus Prime. Like, it's their flagship character. They're gonna make him in every single version they possibly can. So obviously they're gonna do one of his corpse. Like, it makes sense. But who was asking for Ironhide, Ratchet, Prowl, and Brawn? Who is asking for their corpses? They don't get a heroic send-off. They get slaughtered. This is a physical reminder of a wartime massacre. I don't know. Just looking at them it's making me feel kind of sad. Reminds me of being a kid and watching the movie and just realizing that anyone can die at any point for no reason. A battle over resources, it doesn't matter. Nobody is safe. Life is fleeting. These robots lived for millions of years and then their lives got ended just out of nowhere. It doesn't matter if you're a medic and all you want to do is help people. It doesn't matter if you're a crooked cop. It doesn't matter if you're just some little old man. And it doesn't matter if you're literally begging for your life on your hands and knees. Genuinely, it feels like their screaming faces are just a horrible reminder of our own mortality. And they were priced at $60 per pack. What? Like, I get it. That's the MSRP. That's a reasonable MSRP. Deluxe, Voyager, it makes sense. If you don't get these on discount, you are paying $120 before tax for just a horrible reminder of childhood trauma. And Hasbro has to sell to kids, right? We can pretend that it's an adult hobby all we want, but if they don't have the kids on board, they do not have a product. What kid is going to go to their parents for Christmas and say, hey, you know what I want? The body of a man who died on his hands and knees begging for mercy. But it's not even accurate, because he wouldn't have a face. He got shot in the head. He was executed by a tyrant. Such as life. I think that's why these shelf form so hard, is because no child wants this. And very few collectors want this for $60. It's so much money. 6 core class Cheetors, 12 $5 footlongs. There's so many other things that you could purchase. And yes, the Braun figure is good. But the other 3, they're not great. And we just got 86 Ratchet and Ironhide, like last year before, whatever. So it's not like people are begging for these molds to come out. It would have been scummier, but I feel like they would have made more money off of these if they released the dead packs first. And it's so frustrating that the only other versions of the 86 Vanette mold are the clear plastic ones, which are lacking crucial paint like the yellow stripe and some of the back window detailing. So you can oh my goodness. So you can either have fragile, clear plastic constructions that are missing a bunch of crucial details, or you can have ones that look slightly better but have horrific death wounds and screaming, dying faces on them. Like, what was the thought process? Was there a thought process? I wasn't expecting to get so worked up by this. This is all just kind of coming out. Sorry if you wanted the Diaclone of fun time. Haha, look at their corpses. I don't know, maybe they're the perfect representation of the dead Autobot shuttle crew. Because that only happened because of corporate greed. Those were not artful, well thought out, tasteful send-offs for our favorite characters. They wanted to kill one product line and bring in the next one. So maybe it's fitting, you know? The representation of the scene is just like the scene. Corporate, empty, and frustrating for everyone. Though hopefully these won't scar any children. I would say hopefully no parents are buying these on accident and then giving their children nightmares with the dead robots. But I feel like $60 is not something you accidentally spend unless you're in the upper crust. That Optimus is neat though. Everyone knows the Earthrise figure's pretty great. Even now that we have 86 Prime, I still think it's a very enjoyable figure. And at least with Optimus, they let him die a hero. They let him say his goodbyes to all his friends. They made his death meaningful. But maybe that's just me being a sucker. Maybe this is all me being a sucker. I still bought them. I don't even think this is a situation where if you don't have the regular molds, you should grab these. They're not good replacements. The regular molds aren't great in their own right. Get Siege, Ironhide, and Ratchet. 86 Brawn is still widely available. Who needs Prowl? Nobody likes Prowl. Weird video this is. I really hope this isn't your first Diaclone video, because I promise I'm not an angry reviewer. I feel like I generally like things. It's been a weird day. I don't know. Get them from Ross if you want, or don't. None of it matters. We'll all be executed by Megatron eventually. Whatever. Time to give them their own shelf, because they'll look nice on display. What is my autofocus doing? Oh my goodness. With how poorly these sold, I can't imagine they continue this process. Maybe they'll do Starscream in the moment of his death. Obviously not, like, a pile of ash, but gray battle damage Starscream, I could see them doing that. Probably just use the Earthrise Seeker mold again. Really hoping they're not gonna do Windcharger and Wheeljack, because that's everything about these, but even worse. They didn't even get an on-screen death. That would be, ugh. I guess the people who got it at Ross got a good deal. A Voyager and a Deluxe for like 13, 17, I don't remember how much it was. The Ross deal is a good deal financially, but just what these represent irritates me so much. And what irritates me even more is that I bought them. I bought them! Anybody want to buy them? Leave your bid in a comment below or email me at my business email. At least Sleep Prime is okay. I'm gonna go eat something unhealthy to feel better about myself.
Permanent jet lag, please take me back, please take me back.